we're just one step too far.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And that's the tough thing too coming into new in trading is that when you learn a lot of tools, and I ran into this problem too early on. And I actually talk about it in the boot camp training I just finished recording. Um, when you have too many tools in the shed, you don't know what to use, when to use it. It get confusing, you know. You want to actually do this, right? This one thing, but you see something else that looks similar to this, and it could get really confusing. It can get really confusing. That's why, now I think some of the gurus are really going out there and teaching a lot of stuff about having one or two, no more than three different patterns that they look for, and that's it. If you don't see that setup, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. And I think that's really a positive spin now that I think the gurus are taking on, which is really really great because that's all you really need. You only need one setup.
Your software. Because it's like this, and this. They line up. You're good.
Right, right. And I try to make that easy, especially for newbies. I think it's really cool. Like I had a student that made like over $400 this morning, right? And she made over $400, and this is what she did. Um, I talk about support and resistance, ABC, right? A lot of people get it, but they don't get it like I get it, right? But she know how to draw these lines, and it's actually show you support and resistance. And it makes sense to her when she see these lines, support and resistance lines that she draw. Okay. And I'm like, she showed it to me one day, and I was like, wait a minute. I said, that's support and resistance. And she said, yeah. I said, what you drawing, I see without drawing it. We looking at the same things.
Right.
And we'll look at, different where points where we saying what would be our entry. We almost exactly to the same number, to the tick. Almost exactly. But she has to draw these lines so she can actually see it.
Helps her see it.
Right. And I don't have to draw the lines. I could just look at it now, and it makes sense to me. But the core of supporting resistance understanding, she had it all along and didn't even know it. She wanted to know why I don't have to draw lines, but I can see it. And I'm like, man, it's a lot. It's it's a little different. I've been doing it for years now. I don't have to draw lines now. When I first started off, I think I got the video on YouTube. One of the days I made like over, I think like $740 in the market, trading crude oil. At that time, you see a lot of lines on my chart I drew, because it made sense to me to draw the lines then. But now I don't have to draw the lines, I don't have to draw the lines. I've done it so many times. You can eyeball it and just see it makes sense. But back then, yeah, you see it's a white background chart, and you see all these yellow lines all up on the chart. It looked like now I look at it, I'm like, ooh, like I thought I was Picasso or something. I don't know. It was bad. But you got to find something. Even though even the colors that you matching up, everything match up, go boom. You can do that just fine with the software I gave you. But then make sense of it. Make sense to where make even more sense to you and continue graduating from that stance where you can continue going on because you don't have to see it exactly like me. I'm just giving you a basic principle. And until that perspective begin to make sense to you, do whatever you have to do to make for that for you to form your perspective where it makes sense and make profit. And execute it just like her and other students that I teach is I'm just giving you the basics, the foundation, and then you're just gonna take it and just grow it from there. No two traders trade exactly the same. They don't. They don't. Matter of fact, there's two traders. One was the teacher, the other one's the students. They both millionaire traders now, mostly educators. And one of them, the teacher, liked to trade short. So when the market's going down, which is so much riskier.
Yeah, but I don't know why it works for me.
Right. And guess what the student do? He like trading when the market's going up.
Yeah. See, I see always work better going down.
Right. But you know what? In stocks, it's a little bit different because you have to have a lot behind you when you're going short than you do when you're going long. It's weird like that, but and that's what they trade. They trade stocks. But in futures, like I was telling somebody else before, I was like, listen, some people do really well when the market's going long, and some people do very well when the market's going short. You got to find out what's going to work for you. You're gonna find out whatever works for you. That's what you want to stick with as your strong. You know, that's your go-to. If you got a short day, boom, maximize your financial potential. If you got a long day or sideways day, just go in there and meet your standard goal and get off the table. Yeah, it's not your market.
Making it happen and getting out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I always tell people, just look at your account. If you can grow at 2% a day, averaging 2% a day, out of 20 days out of a month. I mean,
you know, start the trigger a little more often.
Yeah. I think so. I think you'll be okay. Once you just get in there, just make the money, get out.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a lot. Like I said, a 2% growth.
You gotta get used to making a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta get used to pulling the trigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, make that little bit, and it accumulates over time. We're talking about probably a 40% growth in your account every month, just taking a little bit at a time.
Just by not being afraid.
Yep, not being afraid, going ahead, executing, making sure that you can trade on that day, though. Not like David saying he was at work. That's different. Don't force it.